Cue the intro. Greetings, life forms, wherever you're receiving us. This is Justin.
And Matt.
And this is Nerd News Cafe. We're one short today.
Yep, he's on death's door.
Yeah. Not feeling so well. I think it might have been a little illness brought on from staying up all night watching some Goonies.
Goonies.
We were just talking about Goonies.
Well, Landon is a big Goonie fan.
We're going to go with it. He just marathon Goonies all night last
just
night.
Continuously,
Just
like AMC
repeat.
does, too.
Yeah. He was playing that. He was watching Goonies and playing Friday the 13th.
He was just reliving the 80s. He's like, I've got to go back.
Yeah, he was...
He doesn't understand how Back to the Future works, which he didn't watch that one.
Yeah. It was like one of those things he thought if he could just immerse himself in 80s stuff, it would like zip him right back.
Well, he heard 88 and he thought, well, if I spend 88 minutes at a time trying to go back, I'll...
What I meant to say was the Defenders, but we'll go with Goonies.
Sure.
Yeah. But that's okay. He will be back next week and maybe even make a little appearance on the Thursday show. But you know what? We've done this thing a time or two without him. I think we can handle it.
We'll give him a rest.
Yeah. Give him a little break.
Because usually when he gets that week off, he comes back and it is No Holds Barred, which is another 80s movie.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
I enjoyed the Hulk Hogan and No Holds Barred. That was some nice.
Debo is the villain.
Yeah. So this is episode 59.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
We're close.
59.
And in the roulette wheel of things, isn't it like 98? Yeah, it's 98.
Oh, if you combine everything?
If you combine everything we have, it's 98, which means next Tuesday will be our 100th.
That's right, 100th recording.
100th recording.
Yeah.
Well, probably more than that because we had some that we flushed.
Yeah. We've got some lost things here and there. But
for good reasons.
I mean, you all hear the stuff that we put out, so just imagine the stuff we are like, nope, we're not going with that one.
No, we've got War and Peace of lost content, I would imagine, between me, you, and Landon and some of the conversations that go on.
It's true, yeah. But we're actually doing you guys a favor. You don't need to hear some of that garbage. No. But listen to the garbage that we deem acceptable.
Right. This is thumbs up approved crap.
So it is August 20th. I'm going to say that, high school football kicked off this week in our area. So football season is back.
If you're in Texas, it never stopped.
Well, and they've always got a fiddle in the band.
That they do.
But
that's terrible.
Yeah. But now we're getting into the
1% got that.
That's all right. We've got some country music fans, I'm sure.
Sure.
We got the eclipse coming up this week.
We do tomorrow. If you're in the shadow, you are making plans, I would imagine. So
by the time you guys hear this, hopefully it didn't cause like the zombie apocalypse or animals to start speaking to us. Or
I'm okay with the kind of that in a way.
It depends on what they're saying, I guess.
It's true. If they're like rattling off everybody's business that they've been aware of for so long.
That could be mass chaos. Yes. Don't let your cat out of the house.
That's right.
They have all the dirt.
That's right. Let me tell you what I know. They're selling secrets.
Yeah, the cats in the alley at night, they're not just going to be back there like, singing their little cat songs. They're going to be passing out your dirty laundry.
For a microtransaction, they'll have fur coin or whatever they want to call it.
But assuming that, all that didn't happen and you're back again, we're right in the path of that thing. So,
in the totality of things.
Where we record, where the studio is almost right on the edge of like the ideal zone.
Yeah.
So
I got to do some traveling tomorrow.
Yeah. We're planning on, there's going to be a little festival out in Sweetwater, Tennessee, which is just about 30 minutes west of here. We're thinking about going down there. I hear it's going to be pretty crazy. So we're going to give it a try in the morning. And if it's nuts, then we're going to go to my parents' house. They live.
That's where I thought you would have went anyway.
Yeah.
I actually had plans to knock on your parents' door and say, can I just stand out in your backyard? But luckily I have a sister-in-law who lives in the path. So
okay.
She lives, just past Lenore City. So.
Oh, okay. So you got a good place to check it out too. I mean, I've heard that like hotel rooms and parking has been sold out in Sweetwater for weeks, And
They've been planning it for a couple of years now. They knew it was coming. They've built hotels. They've built, they've really put some money into the area.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it's still nothing.
No, it's not much.
It's like you can literally cough and it's gone.
Yeah.
But you can go see the Lost Sea. I'm sure those tickets will be pretty nice.
Yep. But they said they're going to be selling some day of parking. So we're gonna roll the dice. And if
If you're going early, I think
crazy,
it'll be cool. But getting back, I'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But, we can talk about all that stuff next week. This week,
That's right.
We've got some nerdy news to talk about. So before we get into it, let's talk drinks.
Uh-huh.
We're both drinking something brewed.
Yes.
You're drinking from leaf. I'm drinking from bean.
Yes.
What have you got there?
I have got a real brewed tea, pure leaf. It is nice. It's a sweet tea. That's my choice of teas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drink brown water. Never from powder, no artificial sweeteners. They come with the full thing. The ingredients is like 3. So they don't.
Leaf, water, sugar.
Yep, pretty much. Brewed tea, sugar, citric acid. That's it.
Oh, they're throwing a little like lemon flavor maybe in there. Is that?
Yeah, I'm sure they're trying to put their own little formula on it because
Yeah.
you can't just brew tea and be okay with it. But it's I like them, man.
Yeah.
They do a good job. It's probably my favorite tea. I used to drink a lot of Liptons.
Yep.
But these have
Switch to
definitely-
pure leaf.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Go out and buy pure leaf, and
yeah.
pure leaf send us money.
That's right. Oh, I can't tell you how many times I've thought about writing emails and go, hey, I'm just saying.
We are pushing to a massive audience. Massive.
Massive.
Yeah. I'm
big,
sure
it's
I'm sure
huge.
there's always a spike in the beverages that we drink on those weeks. People are like, "Oh, give it a shot." Somebody went out and bought some balls. They were like,
There's a lot of people that I think should.
"We can start sending those as gifts to people."
Hey,
We
here's
thought
some
you
balls.
could use
Here's
some.
balls. I've heard you talk. Here you go.
I just wonder what they're like. Well, maybe some places they're pretty popular, but I bet, in our demographic, they suddenly had a spike in balls, and they're like, "What happened?
Holy crap.
What happened? We need to do some research." Well, sir, it looks like it all comes down to we were mentioned briefly on a small podcast.
In rural Tennessee. No.
Well,
What concoction did I witness this morning when I came in?
I've upped my coffee game. So I don't know if I said this, but I'd been brewing from K-Cups for a while, and I decided that once I ran out of my last purchase of K-Cups, the last supply, that I was going to switch to going back to either a drip coffee maker or maybe something different. I have never used a French press before. I have never ground my own beans, and you would think me being the coffee snob that I am, I would have done this. But I have now, because starting this weekend, I have really gone to another level of, just pure, I don't know what you'd call it, coffee elite.
Coffee elite.
Yep.
He has pins. He has shirts, jackets.
I do. I wear a little pin on my lapel.
It's a little brew cup.
But so today I've got whole bean Pike Place roast coffee from Starbucks. Oh, man. You open that bag. I actually...
I will say the freshness of coffee from a bag, that sealed bag, it's nice.
Yeah. I mean, it fills up the whole house as soon as you open the bag. It just smells great. Of course, I was passing around last night when I was like, "Oh, you got to smell this." And Garrett, my son's like, "I hate the smell of coffee. It smells gross." So I took it over to him. He's like, "Bleh." I'm like, "Oh, come on, give me a break." But poured the beans, ground them up in my little Cuisinart, and then French pressed this thing down. And I think that I'm getting, I'm getting the
steam
hang
off
of
of
it. I'm getting the hang of it.
Still steamy. It's
This is
been a
fresh.
couple minutes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's delicious. I can tell you that I know that I'm not an expert at this yet. Still trying to hone my skills.
Right.
But this is way better than the
Every
K-Cup
black
thing.
belt was a white belt once.
Right.
Just letting you know.
Sorry, I just distracted. I suddenly felt a pressure on my foot, and it's because my giant dog just came and laid on my foot. Yeah. So, I'll be enjoying this fresh coffee. You all can be jealous.
Jelly.
Wow, listen to me sip on it. That is the taste, and that's the sound of pure joy.
Well, the sound of pure sugar is the sea. It's not bad, though. It's 160 calories per bottle, and I've got a 18.5 fluid ounces, or for all our metric people, 547 milliliters.
Perfect. We don't use metric. We're empirical here.
We're empirical. It's empirical that we use that.
Well, I say we should take a look at the headlines.
Absolutely. I'm ready to put my eyes upon the things that have happened.
Yeah. If you would like to put your eyes upon the things that have happened, you can do it all in one place. We centralize it for you. Go out to our Twitter account at nerd_news_cafe. You can take a look at our likes and our retweets, and we have a variety of exciting things for you to read. Always a lot happening. And this week, we got a lot of news from the TV world and from the movie world, so we're kind of going to focus on those things. I'm going to start with TV. And the first thing I wanted to point out, this was an article from Geek Tyrant 2 days ago, written by Christian Odland.
Christian Bale.
No, not Christian Bale.
It's a very intense article.
Although, I could see him if he was like prepping for a movie. He'd probably he'd sign up to be like a writer for some
absolutely
magazine.
If he was in that, if that's the role he's playing,
submerge himself in that role. But no, this was written by Christian Odland. And it's about Robert Zemeckis' next project, which is a live-action Jetsons pilot, which will be coming to ABC. So, I don't know if we've got a lot of Jetsons fans out there. I can tell you, I can remember this cartoon. I probably watched it most on, Cartoon Network when they were playing the replays and things years ago, back when Cartoon Network used to do a lot of...
cartoons.
Old school cartoons. You could watch things like Wacky Races.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of Hanna-Barbera kind of stuff.
That seems like they did Looney Tunes a little bit, but it was like the obscure stuff, because I think TNT and TBS had a pretty good cinch on those. Because Ted Turner owns some of that stuff, Warner Brothers stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So they did have some of it, but a lot of it was kind of some of the other stuff. Like you could watch, like I said, Wacky Races.
I liked Pink Panther.
They did have Pink Panther. They had Rocky Bullwinkle. Well, was that on Nickelodeon? I can't remember. Anyway,
it doesn't matter.
We're talking Jetsons. So, and actually, ABC is where Jetsons premiered back when it was actually under production.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So apparently, ABC has committed to a put pilot. It's going to be, which I didn't know what this meant, but a put pilot deal includes penalties if the pilot is not aired. In other words, it basically guarantees that the pilot will lead to a series. So it's not like they would just do the pilot and then drop it. We're at least probably going to get a season.
6 episodes, I think, is usually what they'll do, and then if it's not doing well, then the axe comes down.
Yeah. So, and Robert Zemeckis, you would know him as the executive producer of Back to the Future. And he's done some other pretty awesome stuff, too.
When's the release on this?
Yeah, I was looking for that, and I think right now it's just that they've committed to do it, and I don't think that we have a release date yet, because I don't think that's actually been written.
I wonder if this is, and then that makes me even more inclined to say, I wonder if this is a result of you have Star Trek coming back, and you have the Orville, which Star Trek's going to be on CBS, the Orville's on Fox.
Yeah.
And then this is going to be on ABC. So with it being live action, it's another sci-fi kind of comedy, kind of deal.
It's going to be a multicam sitcom.
So that seems to me like it's in response. So
the writer is going to be Gary Janetti, who has a background in multicam and animated series. He's written for Will and Grace and Family Guy.
Okay.
So
pretty good pedigree.
Pulling from an established writer there. And, ABC, they just talk about, they're adding to their lineup, which right now includes things like Modern Family, Blackish, The Goldbergs, and Fresh Off the Boat.
Out of all those, the only one I watch is The Goldbergs. Fresh Off the Boat's good. I don't know why. I just don't watch it.
Modern Family, I really enjoy. I haven't seen
I feel
much.
lost in Modern Family when I watch it.
It's great, though.
It's got some really good stuff, but it's like I don't understand relationships, and it seems like one of those serial ones where you really need to kind of be on board from the beginning.
I don't know that you need to, but you get more out of it for sure. Yeah,
I'm just giving in IMO.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. This is going to go in the folder of, is this something we asked for or needed?
Need.
Not really.
I think it's a property that's easily obtainable, and it's a sci-fi property, so it's kind of like I said, if it's two bills there.
I feel like it could be super cheesy because, if you think about...
I would be okay with it being campy, and that's what the Orville's kind of betting on, but the Orville seems like it's kind of hoping to capture the Galaxy Quest audience.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you would do with this one.
Like, are we going to see them flying around in floating cars? Are we going to see them, I
hope that they retain the TV, like the cartoon, like, I guess technology.
They would have to, or else why...
Conveyor belt,
why would they even...
he gets thrown out of his bed in the morning, and...
Why would they even call it the Jetsons if they didn't do that stuff?
How would you like to see it? Would you like to see it more campy, or would you like to see it like kind of sitcom-y with jokes thrown in? If you had to have it. If you're made to watch it, say you're going on a long road trip and you're not driving.
I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of it from the perspective of like maybe Robert Zemeckis, if he was pitching this to me and he was like, "Yeah, we want to make it live action." He's
not a campy person to me, based off what I've seen him develop.
I feel like it would be,
but I don't know any TV shows he's actually.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Right now I'm not on board. I need to see some...
It's a shoulder shrug for me.
I need to see some like test screenings or something.
I was never a big Jetsons fan.
I like the movie. Do you remember when the movie came out?
I did remember the movie. It was okay.
Was that like 89 or something?
Yeah, but that was when we cared about movies of that sort. And CGI was not a big thing.
Yeah, that was just animated though. That movie.
There was some really good. I know.
Yeah.
Was it not CGI? Whatever they were using at the time to make that 3D look when he would fly out to. I know there's one scene in my mind where he's flying out to the manufacturing company he worked for.
Yeah.
Sprockets.
It might have been kind of a combination.
Yeah. So it may be a different animation.
Computer animation.
But they did a good job with it. But at that time, like I said, I was kind of more inclined to watch it.
Moving on to other things that I don't know that we need. Apparently, Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds is being adapted into a TV series by Harry Potter producer David Heyman for the BBC.
How? I mean, okay, here's another response. Granted, the BBC does make me feel better about it because the BBC does do good stuff. You can atone.
Right, yeah.
But we have The Mist. We have... it just now escaped me, but we have a lot of these movies that have been kicked out for TV shows.
Well, Psycho,
yes,
with Bates Motel.
Hannibal. A lot of these things have been kicked out, and it's like, how can you maintain these worlds when it's like in the movie it was such a short thing? It's kind of like if they took The Happening 10 years from now or 20 years from now and made it a TV show.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they're
going to go way past what that movie explored.
This one is weird to me because I just wonder how you make a series out of something like this.
And that's what I'm trying to allude to is like, what do you, I mean, are we constantly, birds, you know?
Every episode.
I think they're going to have to, I think it's going to be cattle and cats and, hedgehogs. I don't know. I guarantee this disease infects everything and then they probably go real off the rails.
Yeah, it might get there. I can tell you that this is another Geek Tyrant article. Also, it was 2 days ago, and this is by Joey Power. We read some stuff from him last week. According to Digital Spy, the series will be set in rural Cornwall, so it's not in San Francisco where the movie was.
I'm fine with this being all British.
This will be British, yeah. Where a farmhand and his community is being terrorized by flocks of birds and seagulls. Are seagulls not birds? Shortly after the end of the Second World War.
Okay, so it's a period piece, which they do well. It's rural, so we don't have to explore city dimensions of it. This is really going to be slow. I got a feeling like it's going to be like one bird that craps on this dude every day, and then it's going to spiral into this is the bird that attacked. This is the bane of his existence kind of thing.
And if it's like in the kind of classic Hitchcocky style, it'll be kind of a slow burn, which is interesting. I mean, it'll take some while to build.
God.
There'll be a lot of suspense.
Season 3, you'll get to see birds attack things, I would imagine.
Right.
I don't know. That's a Netflix for me.
Yeah. It says it's being written by an Irish playwright, Conor McPherson. Have you ever heard a more Irish name than that?
No.
Conor McPherson.
He's kind of the clan that did not make it to the Highlander. The McPhersons were always the Highlander squires.
And he became a playwright. He wasn't good with a sword, so he wrote plays.
Oh, maybe he's an archer. And you'll have my bow and my quill, because I like to write.
Yeah, I don't know. I again, this is one that if you're coming in my office, you're pitching me a TV series, I might say, next.
I'll give you one. I'll give you an episode. Show me what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Actually, write the screenplay and then let me see it.
Wait and see.
Yeah,
All right.
wait and see.
Let's move to movies.
Yep.
Let's first talk about one that looks like it may have
my
been
God.
canceled.
It's been in purgatory forever.
We're staying with Bad Boys 3, or staying with Geek Tyrant.
We're staying with Bad Boys 3. We stand strong.
Yeah. We stand beside Bad Boys 3. Apparently, according to Geek Tyrant, Bad Boys 3 removed from Sony Pictures' release schedule. This was an article 6 days ago by, again, Christian Odland. Bad news. Sony has mysteriously pulled the third installment of Bad Boys trilogy from the release calendar. It was originally set for November 9th, 2018, but was pulled for unknown reasons. The film, which planned to reteam Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, has already been pushed back several times, as you mentioned. And they also lost their director, Joe Carnahan, last month. So apparently the script is still being worked on, but Sony, instead of Bad Boys 3, has now placed Holmes and Watson in that spot, which is going to star Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. So Step Brothers 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's well, they said they wanted to do Step Brothers too, so
Yeah,
I guess they're just rebranding it something else.
Holmes and Watson. Detective.
The sad thing is, I'll watch it. I like Step Brothers. I can
of
still
course.
watch Step Brothers 100 times over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely...
Will Ferrell and John C.
Ferrell's
Reilly
great.
they're really great writers and comedic actors.
Yeah, they're really good together. They play well together. So it's kind of interesting, though. You've got this buddy team of Will Smith and Martin Lawrence being
Their schedules must be crap, though. I mean, I can only imagine what Will Smith's got his hands in, like trying to puppeteer his son's career.
Yeah.
And then, has anybody heard from freaking Martin Lawrence in like a minute?
I don't know what he's been
He
working on.
might just be living the family life. Some people just retire, and that's fine.
Yeah. So apparently he's going to get a little more time off.
Yeah, he is.
So.
That's okay. I mean, I think we've went well past the time that this is really viable. Don't get me wrong. Fast and Furious has proven me wrong. But I don't know. In the current political climate, I don't know that it's wise.
Yeah. I think that when we get it, though, it's especially if it keeps getting pushed
They're
back.
so good. Don't get me wrong. That's a great... I've watched the first two 1,000,000 times. They're still funny.
I feel like once it comes out, it's going to be like the last Lethal Weapon where, Murtaugh and Riggs were too old to do anything.
That's okay, though, if they can make it work like that.
Yeah.
Write the script around that. Don't write it around young guys.
So they brought in, at the time, they brought in, Chris Rock to bring the energy
Joe
and the
Pesci,
youth.
and then his daughter was in it.
Yeah. So in this one, I suggest they bring in, I don't know, Zac Efron can be the youth energy.
No more Zac Efron. No, I'm going to tell you right now, your champion is Donald Glover. You need to go ahead and just sign him up.
That'd be cool. I'm down with that.
I'm just saying, man, there's a lot of talent out there that can really do. And then, is it Boyega? Is that your other?
Oh, yeah, John Boyega.
That's your hot tickets, Boyega and Glover.
I would like that, too. Okay. All right. I was just trying to bring
I just wrote it for you.
Because, yeah, we got it.
Done
and done. So here's something that hasn't been planned yet, but the rumors have been out there. This is an article from Nerdist, posted by Eric Diaz on August 16th. Gremlins 3 has already been written, and apparently it's twisted and dark, and the screenwriter, Chris Columbus, is really pushing for this thing. Now the question is Warner Brothers really going to be interested in putting this thing out, especially as a sequel instead of just kind of rebooting it? But, I think this is interesting because, first of all, I know your stance on reboots.
I do not like
you
reboots.
You don't like reboots, but you don't seem to be very happy that they're even considering making this third one. You seem to be against it.
Oh yeah, I'm so
initially.
against it. I'm so excited about this. I think it looks good.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay. I misread you.
No. I mean, I said I hope it's not a reboot. And based off what he said, I told you that there's two things in there that are kind of discerning. There's rumors that they're going to kill Gizmo.
Yep.
Which I don't know. I guess it's a means to an end. And then the other one was, they're supposed to, no CGI, which I'm
practical.
fine. All practical puppet effects, which I think are great. I think they did a great job, but I don't know that those people, number one, are still alive that did the first ones. And then number two, is it going to be something people care about anymore?
Well, you remember 2...
2 was hilarious.
Muppets Take Manhattan, is that what it was called?
No, but it was great.
Oh, the new batch.
The
or
new
something.
batch.
Yeah.
It's the same title.
Like there was a lot of CGI in that. Remember that electric
gremlin?
God, that was awful.
It wasn't, the female one made me laugh the most.
Oh, yeah.
But, and the electric one was okay, but it was kind of stupid. And then we had I think there was too much story with the person who owned that building. I can't remember the guy who played him, but he does play a good...
Okay, I could be wrong, but right now I remembered that as Christopher Walken.
No, that was not Christopher Walken.
Because now I know I'm thinking of Batman Returns because he was Shrek, right? He was
yeah, yeah.
But for some reason that's who came to my mind.
He plays a good corporate guy.
Look that up.
But looking up Christopher, Chris Columbus. I mean, he did write the original. He wrote Goonies, and he has done several video game writes. He wrote Only the Lonely. Mm-hmm. He did character work for Gremlins 2. He wrote 9 Months. He wrote Christmas with the Cranks. I mean, this guy's got a pretty good... I mean, he's got it down. He knows what people like, I would think. I like it. I don't want it to be a reboot. Do not reboot me. Do not kick this off as, we don't know what the other two are. Don't be stupid. Now, granted, how old is Billy now? That guy's got to be 100.
Old.
That guy,
He's an old man.
I mean, I don't even know. I mean, the original was made in 1984. He was probably mid-20s, close to 30s. So I can only imagine. He didn't look too bad in this picture, but, they do a good job on IMDb.
It was definitely not Christopher Walken. It looks like it was John Glover.
John Glover. Dang it, I couldn't remember his name. He always plays a good corporate guy. He always plays a villain of type, like the man in the background kind of person. I do like John Glover, though.
But it did poorly box office wise. So Gremlins 2, the budget was $50 million estimated, and U.S. gross was $41 million. So they, at least U.S. release, they lost money. So obviously that's why this thing's been on the back burner for a long time. But all these we talk about this all the time. Everything comes back.
It does,
and it's just people. People talk about. I know that there's a big kind of interest in bringing back things from our youth and our childhood, and right now the people that are our age are clamoring for some Gremlins. I guess I don't know. Again, could this go in the file of do we really need it? I think it's an interesting thought. What Chris Columbus said in this interview that they're quoting, he said that he really wanted it to be a lot more kind of twisted and dark the way the first one was.
The first one was dark humor.
It was.
I don't
dark
think it was
humor.
twisted and
it
dark,
wasn't really
but
twisted.
It was dark humor.
Yeah. And then he said that, going back to practical effects was a lot like the original, a little less like the second one. So if they can do, I think it'd be cool if they could somehow make it feel like one of these old little puppet monster movies, and not feel too today. Like give it kind of a retro feel. That would be fun. I would be fine with that. Definitely,
I'm with you on that one. I also want it to be current, like current day. Like Billy, I looked him up. He's 53 now, so I would love to see his trials and tribulations of trying. Number one, not to feed this daggum mogwai freaking after midnight. Don't get him wet and no sunlight. That's a long time for that burden.
Mm-hmm.
That Chinese man came and got him, in the first one.
Billy would probably be happy if something happened to Gizmo, because then he'd be like a huge,
God, it'd
stress
be,
off his mind.
It's kind of like, well, I'm not going to say it. That's a terrible analogy. I won't bring that up. It's kind of like when somebody buys your used car. It's like, man, it's really getting me A to B, but if I didn't have it, I don't know that I would be sad.
Oh, I just thought of like the Seinfeld episode where he's got the car that has the stink in it and he's trying to get rid of it.
Yes.
So he just walks by some dude that looks shady on the sidewalk. He throws his keys in the window and he's just like shrugs like, I don't know, you can take it if you want it.
He's just putting Gizmo out on the sidewalk every 5 minutes.
Yeah. If something happens, oh well.
And like, I guess I can't remember Phoebe Cates. I don't remember her character name. It's just like, stop putting Gizmo in the garbage. Like she's so,
And he's like, oh, how'd that happen? I
it happens every day, Billy. It happens every day.
I'm getting old. I'm forgetful. I don't know. I thought it was, an old toy. Just like
Old toy. Oh my gosh, his kids have had to put up with this burden too. Oh, if he dies and wills the Mogwai to him, oh my gosh.
He kills himself just because he can't get rid of the curse. He's like, I can't take it anymore.
That would be a good twist. Like, we've always seen this Mogwai's, he's a fun, family pet or family, he's a part of the family. But when you see him as a curse, that's a good dark twist. Maybe that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, he really is. That's a huge burden.
I like what you're coming up with there. Yeah.
So go that angle. That's
go
what
that
we
angle.
suggest.
Do Mogwai's curse. That's why that Chinese man lived in a closet in Chinatown forever. He was like, I can go nowhere because this is me.
Yep, pretty much.
Is this like when you get willed like some old person's parrot? Like it outlived them?
Yep. And then all of a sudden you're like, great. I didn't sign up to take care of this stupid parrot that only sings,
Barry
some
Manilow
crappy
songs
Yeah.
and molts everywhere. And you had to feed it a special pellet, as part of the documents of the court.
And you can't let it die.
Nope.
If you let it die, there's some sort of contingency in the will that's like, if you cause the death of... Yeah, UA wants to weigh in on that one. But if you cause the death of this parrot, then you don't get any
Nothing
of the trust.
This is like Brewster's pet.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's move on to something that I think is good news, and we're kind of building to a couple of really cool things. So this is a Comic Book Now or comicbook.com article from August 16th by Matthew Mueller. Ben Affleck promises Justice League's Batman will be closer to the comics, and what he means by that,
A detective?
is that, well, no,
Nope.
he's really referring to
Yeah.
the Batman in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice was pretty gritty, based on the fact that that's a Zack Snyder movie and it's all dark and gritty in that universe. But apparently, and we knew Justice League was kind of getting brightened up a little bit by Joss Whedon anyway. The juice is loose, and he's trying to help out, bring a little
trying to put smiles on
sunshine,
faces.
put smiles on faces. So Ben Affleck said BVS departed a little bit from the traditional Batman. He started out with all this rage directed at Superman because of his coworkers who had died in the fight with Superman, the fight that Superman had with Zod. He was holding on to a lot of anger in a little bit of an irrational way. Whereas this is much more traditional Batman. He's heroic, he does things his own way, but he wants to save people and help people. So, I don't know. I mean, I think that, I guess this is kind of like, we knew that it was going to be a little lighter because we had heard some of the things that we, from previous articles we mentioned where Joss Whedon was really trying to brighten things up a bit. But it's interesting. I wonder, my question would be, was it that way before Joss stepped in, or did Ben Affleck... So... I realize, I know the reasons that Snyder stepped away, and I'm not trying to diminish that at all or make light of it. But what I am thinking is it possible that Snyder was kind of running roughshod over the direction of this Batman, and then when Whedon stepped in, it gave Affleck the opportunity to say, and maybe he did, can we lighten Batman up a little bit?
Do you think that was the discontent with it? Or is that what you're alluding to?
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know. Well, speculation.
Based off Juice's pedigree, or his characters, people seem to enjoy the characters they're embracing, at least on that side of things. Now, granted, that's Marvel. That may have to do with just who these characters are and how Marvel's built them, blah, 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 blah. But they're all that way.
Yeah.
They're all happy. When you get contracts out of somebody to be in, 6 movies, some of these people, that says something about the character they're being, And we can't even get freaking Affleck to be in one movie continuously.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel... I did like the gritty... I did like the brutality of Batman in the BVS, but I did not like his dialogue.
Yeah.
I did not feel... It was quirky, But I did like what Suicide Squad did, but that's not the same writer or the same director, so I don't know.
Batman didn't even say that much in Suicide Squad.
It was just the feel of him.
Yeah.
Just what he did, the actions, how they portrayed him. I was like, okay, I like this,
Not until the post-credit scene. Was that Suicide Squad or BVS? That was Suicide Squad, right? Where they did the introduction of the Justice League kind of idea.
Yes.
That was Squad, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Man, they run together.
Yeah. It's hard to remember.
It's almost like one movie.
But, yeah. All right. Well, we're going to find out how this turns out because Justice League is on its way November 17th, 2017. You know,
we'll see what we get, man.
It's
going to get our money. Let's not pretend it won't.
Oh, it will. It certainly will.
It certainly will.
Next is, I don't know if you could put this in the rumor category because I can tell you that the day that this hit Twitter and the day that the article came out, it was everywhere. Yeah. So I feel like there were enough sources for this that we can probably say that this is true. So August 17th, 2017, this is an article from the Hollywood Reporter. And if you want to, you could find this article just about anywhere. Just Google it and you'll find there are 100 articles about this. But Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi film in the works. And I say amen. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
This is what we've been asking for. This is really exciting. I mean, when I heard, you know, we were talking about this previously. We were talking about like what would be the next Star Wars anthology film that I really wanted. This is the one because I feel like Ewan McGregor is the right. Now, it doesn't necessarily say in this article that it would be Ewan McGregor, but if it wasn't, people are going to throw a fit.
You need it.
But he's the right age to play the Obi-Wan that would bridge the gap between Episode 3 and 4. And maybe the reason we're hearing about this now, and this is more speculation, but I'm going to put this idea.
Sure, man.
I'm going to put this idea.
You know, I ain't against throwing some crazy ideas out there.
I think there's a possibility that when Star Wars Episode 8 comes out in December, that we're probably going to find out a lot more about Rey's background.
Yes.
And maybe, I don't know that we'll officially know who her parents are, but maybe it'll intimate who her parents are. And I think the reason that they couldn't do this movie previously,
you need this gap bridged in 8.
Well, I think what might happen between 3 and 4 is we find out what Obi-Wan was up to. And
absolutely.
While Luke was growing up.
That's what the movie... there's no other movie you can make. There's no other movie you need to make. I'll put it that way. If they do anything but that story, people will riot.
Yeah.
They will be like, I don't want this. I want what he was doing. Now, granted, did the comics ever address this, or is there any books out there that are canon that have addressed this already?
I don't think so.
So this is a true mystery that is going to be canonized with a movie. That's good.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
This is if I really could pick anything, like I'm interested in the Han Solo movie. I think it's going to be fun, but I'll be honest,
his background's a mystery too.
It is, but I don't know that I necessarily really was like chomping at the bit to be like, oh, what was going on with Han Solo before we met up with him in Tatooine? You know,
you kind of know.
Yeah, you get the idea. It's not crucial to the story, but this kind of gap that we have, this however long, 20, let's say 18-year gap that we have in Obi-Wan's background, I think it's pretty important to the story, especially because at this point, after Episode 3, the Jedi Order had fallen.
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing left.
There was no Jedi Council. So while I believe Obi-Wan to be a stickler for the rules, and he would...
Was he?
I mean, well...
He was a little bit more liberal.
He was... Yeah, but, I mean, not as much as Qui-Gon.
No. Qui-Gon was like, look, to be stronger, we need these people. And I tell you this, I don't know if I've ever said this theory to you. If Qui-Gon had lived, you would never had Vader.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
my theory.
Because...
I felt like his liberalism would have been better for Vader than the strict code that
yeah. Well, I think that's a good point,
Kenobi
because you could say that Obi-Wan put him in such a box that he was like, well, then I can't be a Jedi.
And he kept putting him in front of the council. Yeah. Stop putting this kid in front of the council.
But
they don't like him.
But Qui-Gon was much more like, I'll say the right things in front of people, but...
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
And as soon as the council doors close on my butt, I am doing exactly what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's an interesting thought. So we may never have had Vader in that case, but Obi-Wan, I guess what I was kind of getting at here is Did he have some relationship that we don't know about? And I'm not saying Rey would be his
You're
kid,
not
but
alone in that. A lot of people really, really, really want to know. I mean, that's 18 years of what? Mm-hmm. And the speculation is he wasn't on that planet the whole 18 years.
Right.
He was probably checking in. And then once Luke got to a point, he's like, okay, I'm going to have to...
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to stay a little longer, or maybe something went down, and he's like, I straight up got to hide out here for now. This is me now.
Well, I can't imagine if we're getting a movie about it, it's just going to be him sitting in a cave.
Heck no, you're not going to get any of that crap. I trust me. These people write home runs, so I'm not really worried about the story. First off, you got to get Ewan McGregor. If you can't get Ewan McGregor, don't do it until you can.
Yeah,
don't do it. And then the whole thing with like that you wanting to explore Rey. Is it Rey? Am I saying that? Okay. I'm horrible at that. Like I get all their names confused. Finn, Rey, and Poe. I don't even know.
You got them all right.
I don't know who they are though. No, but that like exploring Rey. Would you be okay with like them giving you those 18 years up until the point maybe he met Luke, and then like doing a time skip and you getting some background, or do you just want mystifying allusion to what it may be, and then them tell you later on in some other movies? What do you want this movie to give you? I'll put it that way. What's your top 3 goals that you hope to see in a Kenobi movie?
So here's what I'm kind of thinking.
We know one, the 18-year gap.
Here's what I'm kind of thinking might happen is let's say in 8, we meet Rey's mom.
Sure.
Or dad, either one.
Or we know
and we don't know who they are, but we know they exist. We're like, okay, now I know who this is, but it's not Luke, it's not Obi-Wan, it's not,
Who is this?
So who is this person? And then what we do is we end up meeting Obi-Wan, or we see Obi-Wan start a relationship with some person, and that person is like the parent of whoever Rey's parents are. So it'd be the grandparent story.
Right. But you don't know that
might happen. But you'll know because they'll be like, oh, and all of a sudden Obi-Wan, at the end of the movie, he finds out that his wife is pregnant, and they're going to name it this name. And
that's it's entertaining.
Something like that. I don't know.
You like a picture to be. You're a puzzle piece guy.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I can see the picture on the box, but I want to see how these little pieces make it.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah. Okay. So that's what you hope you kind of get. That's what. Okay.
And that would
what if
mean
it's not even him?
Her name's not Kenobi. It would be some other name because they would try to hide it,
What if it's not even him, though? What if it's somebody from the council that you remember, like a Conehead guy, or I'm just throwing stuff out. What if it's Mace Windu's distant relative?
Yeah.
And you find that out. I mean, are you okay with her not being really connected to any of your main characters that are still living?
I'd be fine with it, but I don't think that's...
I
don't think that's the direction
they're going to
go.
It's probably not. I'm just trying to conjecture far out, out of the box, what this could be. I would totally be into both, but
yeah, I just think they're going to keep her tied closely to the established characters.
Why wouldn't you?
But
it builds
maybe
connection.
Not. Maybe not.
They hit home runs, man. I'm just saying. It doesn't matter what they do. You're going to love it.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do, and that sucks for people who aren't Star Wars.
Yeah. But you know what I was thinking? With all these movies coming up that I want to see.
Here it comes.
I'm going to be broke. And I can tell you that I took the family. We finally saw Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Last weekend.
But that was a hefty.
And we went on a Sunday evening. And so I will be honest when I say that when I told him I needed 4 tickets, I didn't say anything. He was like, so 2 adults, 2 children? I'm like, yep. I didn't, and so he rang it up that way. It came out to just over $42 for the tickets. And inside I went,
yeah, $42.
But outside I was like, sure. And I remembered, oh yeah, typically we go to like matinees. Or we go like Tuesdays to the AMC down the road because they do $5 Tuesdays. Or, typically we are saving a lot of money because we do not go in the evenings to movies. And that was some sticker shock. Well, there may be a solution. Maybe. So this is an article from lifehacker.com, and this was posted this past Tuesday, so a week ago from when you're hearing this, by a man named Patrick Allen. The solution that I'm talking about is a thing called MoviePass. And what MoviePass is a service, it's a subscription service that you sign up, you pay $10 a month, and it basically gives you like a membership, and you can go to any movie theater that selects a debit card, use your MoviePass, and you get your ticket. No additional fees. $10, one movie a day, every month, forever. You can go to a movie a day.
Yeah. That's insane.
Insanity.
That's insane.
You just can't go. It says that there are some restrictions, like IMAX and 3D. You can't do.
As that's understandable.
Yeah, and you have to buy your ticket on the day of the movie, so you can't buy it in
Really?
advance. So what that does is, like, if there's a big
cuts
premiere
down,
coming
yeah.
out, you're not going to be able to go on premieres, which are typically, like, if you have movie passes, those are blackouts anyway. You can't do that kind of thing. But regardless, I don't need to see a movie the night it comes out.
No,
Typically.
I'm cool to wait a couple of days. I'm not a FOMO guy, as you can tell. Still haven't seen Spider-Man, but man, I tell you what, we had a kind of an off-air discussion that I want to bring on here, and you found out that I'd always been told that theaters ticket prices don't pay for nothing,
Right.
but you found out that it does pay for them to get the rights to
That's
the
how
next
they get
movie.
the right for the movies.
It's this continuous cycle
Yeah.
for them. It's like, hey, I'm selling Paramount's doing a good job. Disney's doing a great job. So as I make those ticket sales for them, I'm able to buy the rights to the next Disney, so
Yeah.
forth and so on. So, but with this, there's no money in selling a ticket.
Yeah, they accept that. What this says is, okay, first of all, apparently MoviePass has been around since 2011, but the cost for the membership used to be a lot more.
Of course.
And people didn't sign up for it.
It's a dead subscription.
But the co-founder, Mitch Lowe, is I think he's the creator of this MoviePass functionality, and he's the co-founder and former president. He's the co-founder of Netflix, former president of Redbox, and now
this guy just makes money.
He's blowing up the movie business is what he's doing.
He's changing the way it's done.
Yeah. So, but now he does the MoviePass thing, and he's decided to lower the price to get people to get in here. And there's an app, so you can go to the website, MoviePass site, or you can download the app. It's on iOS and Android, and sign up. And so what it says is the price gets you into one movie showing every single day at any theater in the U.S. that accepts debit cards. It does not include 3D or IMAX. For less than the cost of one showing in most cities, you could see around $30 a month at over 4,000 theaters across the country if you went every night. Obviously, you're not going to do that, but even if you see, this is the article speaking, but it's true, even if you see one movie a month, it pays for itself.
Exactly.
So,
and that's per person. So, did you sign up for it? Did you say
I haven't signed up for this yet because I need to fill it out and take a look at it. But yeah, so the question is how? Because you would think that if MoviePass is reimbursing the theaters, and that's what it says that it does. It says MoviePass still pays the theaters full price for each ticket that you buy.
Yeah.
But like I said, $42. It's over $10 a person,
Yeah.
and that was with 2 child tickets.
Exactly.
So the website, yeah, and it's just talking about the website was really slammed with heavy traffic after this announcement was made. But here was an update to the article that came in. AMC, the largest movie theater operator in the U.S., released a press statement saying they hope to block MoviePass subscriptions from being used at their theaters in the future. AMC also noted that the new $10 subscription plan is a shaky and unsustainable program and that they will not be able to offer discounts to MoviePass in the future. That said, AMC doesn't actually know if it's possible to opt out of MoviePass yet, so the service should still work at AMC as long as they accept debit cards.
If it is a viable thing, that is a bullet in their foot. I promise you, people will go elsewhere.
Yeah, that's true. If other theaters like Regal, the big theater chain around here,
and Carmike, did
Carmike
AMC
got
completely
bought,
buy? Okay,
Yeah.
I know they're not here anymore. What's the other one that I'm forgetting? Cinemark, and then there's one more.
There's a couple of others that are.
There's some other
here.
bigger names, but definitely AMC's the big one.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, dude, you will put a bullet in your foot if it is a viable thing. I mean, I'm sure people laughed at Redbox. Obviously, people laughed at Netflix. I'm not saying that this is going to be a big thing, but if it is, it's definitely changing the way people watch movies.
Yeah, it's crazy, though. If you think about it.
I would pay it. I would pay it in a minute.
Let's just say one
for the
person.
summer. I would get it for the summer.
Right.
Oh, for one person? Absolutely. If I was single, That's my life.
Yeah.
I get off work, I go to a movie.
So Matt Weaver buys the subscription, $10 a month, and you decide every day I'm going to go see a movie. I don't have anything else to do. I get off work, I'm going to go see a movie. So that means that you are chalking up, let's say tickets are $15 for a 30 in a month. So, and they're not that much, but just hypothetically, they're around that much. So $15.
Yeah, if you go at night, prime time.
So $15 per ticket. It just makes easier math for me.
Well,
so you're paying.
I like your average.
Yeah,
because you could do matinee one day and you could do evening this, blah blah blah. And like you said, you have to buy it on the day, so you have to go on whatever's available that day.
Yeah. So you're ringing up around $450 of costs in a month. You paid $10 for that, but MoviePass is supposed to pay the theater $450.
And you paid $10.
How is that viable?
There's got to be a deal in the background that we don't know about.
Yeah.
And AMC's probably. I think AMC in because they're the only ones screaming. I'm wondering if MoviePass, jumped them and has made the movie deals themselves, and maybe they're not paying AMC anything. Maybe they're paying it directly to, whoever. Can you go through Fandango with them?
That's a good question. I don't know because it does. I mean, all I
that's
know
gonna
about
hurt
is that
them.
you have to buy it the day of. But you could use Fandango the day of.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you can use Fandango, you literally don't have to talk to the snotty ticket people. And I'm looking at you guys. You know who you people are. I've met some really nice ticket people, but let me tell you, most of you people look like you hate life. You look like you hate life, and you treat me as so.
I wonder too, and I haven't tried to go through the process of signing up yet. Maybe I should take a look at it.
I would love to know what the app does.
But I wonder if you have to have a credit card in order to sign up for it, which means that kids could not sign up for it.
Correct.
So, I couldn't put it on my son and daughter's phones.
I will tell you this. Well, yeah, but you could buy 4 passes and put it on their phone, and it would still be.
Oh, I wonder if you could buy multiple subscriptions.
If I was a single individual, I won't say guy or girl, I would buy 2, and that way you're never buying movie tickets to go anywhere with whoever. And then if you want to take a friend on a premiere that you can get in, that's the way to go. It's $20, and you're seeing it at the theater.
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know how you couldn't sign up for this. Honestly, if you're a person who at least goes to a movie a month.
At least one.
Yeah.
There's got to be something in a month. And here's the thing. It's like, oh, well, I can watch all the movies in a week. Actually, no, because they kick them out every Friday. Some of them are Thursday, So if you think about it, if you go every week, you watch 7 movies. They release 7 movies a week more than anything. I mean, now you might have to hit the old art house and see some,
And it does say
War
that
and Peace
those
kind of
places do take it. So
which they should.
Yeah.
Get a lot of those art houses. We've got one here, downtown West. A lot of those, they just want people to see it. They literally just want people to see it. They want them to see their art, what they've made. I went and saw Argo. Is it Argo?
That was the Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck one. Yeah, we saw it at our house. So it was a good movie. But that was just his first directorial movie. But I will say this. If anything at all comes of it, I hope it changes the way that we are purchasing movie tickets. I hope that it completely... Because, the evil corporation of Blockbuster is gone, as everybody thought, and now you've got Redbox. Well, that's all you've got now. People want cable gone, and now you've got, Netflix and all these subscription services popping up like crazy. And, cable's on its way out if they don't change their tune. Why wouldn't you attack the movie theaters? You have nowhere else that you can buy a movie, or you can see a movie in a movie theater except to pay their prices.
Yeah.
And they are not going down, and they don't care.
I'm just trying to think about is
I'm
this
more inclined-
going to sink movie theaters?
Is it? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it works. No.
Or is popcorn going to cost you $30?
Then you won't buy popcorn. I mean, there's no handcuff on that stuff. I'm gonna eat at the restaurant before I go in if that's the case. Mm-hmm. But if not, maybe it just changes who pays for these movies. Mm-hmm. Maybe the theater is not responsible for it. I don't know how that model works. I have no idea how the theater model works. But I will tell you right now, if I'm paying $10 and I'm watching 15 movies a month, I'm more inclined to stop at that concession stand and get that $5 Coke
Right.
and that $5 popcorn.
Yeah, it
Or
does.
$10
It makes you
popcorn.
feel better about it because you're like,
Absolutely. I don't care.
Yeah, I can go pay $5 for a Coke. I like to get my cherry Coke before I go into
Cherry
the movie.
Coke and popcorn, baby. I'm all on it. That is the only soda that I ever drink. And granted, you see how many movies I see. So I don't know. I don't know how it works, but it is a very interesting. It's a very interesting item that has been put out there now. And once it's out there, you know how it works. Everybody wants to try to do it if it works. I mean,
you think there'd be competitors that would pop up for something like this?
Netflix, Hulu, Disney soon.
I
HBO.
know.
You know,
but
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Once somebody comes up with a model, why wouldn't you copy it? Oh, he's on the site now, guys.
Yeah, I'm just.
It's eating away at him now.
I've got to know more about this.
I do too. I mean, if my family had the time to go, which currently with school in session we do not, I would do it. But I don't know. You know what's sad? It's almost worth it to get it, even if you go to one movie, because you can hand it around. If you put the app on everybody's phone, I don't know that there's a proprietary person that would have.
And it does say, by the way, an iPhone or an Android phone is required to use MoviePass.
I bet they scan the ticket.
So they.
So you can't even use Fandango.
How it works? You're right. You don't use.
So
use
that
Fandango.
service is going to take a huge hit.
So you get your card. You sign up today. Receive your card in 5 to 7 business days. Choose your movie. Browse theaters and showtimes on the MoviePass app.
Yes.
And then use your MoviePass card to get your ticket at the box office. So you have to. You have to go to the box office to pick up your ticket.
That's fine.
Yeah.
For now, they have those kiosks. It's only a matter of time. And I mean, Fandango, Regal, AMC they all have their apps. They all give you points for watching movies and this, that, and the other. But they all charge you convenience fees, which has always pissed me off. The only thing that's convenient is for me to use your app. That's it. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting tired of getting. I'm paying, like you said, average $15 a ticket, and then I get charged $4 extra for convenience.
Right. Yeah. The convenience fees drive me insane. Let's go to the FAQs and I'm just curious. This is driving me insane.
You just cannot wrap your head around how this is really making money.
I honestly can't. So
accountants and money. They've got to be making money, man. There's no way. There's a deal somewhere that you're not seeing.
So yeah, so the way that I'm reading this, because it keeps saying e-tickets. So the way I'm reading this, you like reserve the movie that you're going to on your app, and you just basically use your card as like your ID when you show up, and you say, I guess it's in the system, so they print it out for you.
Is it? Or is it more of a discounted thing where they scan it, and if they don't have the ticket available, you can't get in?
Yeah,
I wonder about that. That makes more sense to me that
here's an interesting.
Nothing's reserved.
Does my app check-in reserve my ticket?
Bingo.
Our e-ticketing feature available at Goodrich Quality Theaters, B&B Theaters, Studio Movie Grill, MJR, and participating AMC in the Boston and Denver area allows you to reserve your ticket in our app. At theaters that do not support e-ticketing, your app check-in does not reserve your ticket. Instead, it loads funds to your MoviePass.
Bingo.
That's
You
interesting.
don't have a guaranteed ticket. You go there with the hopes that you can get in at that time.
Yeah.
So here's the smarter thing you have to do. You have to get on one of the other apps, whether it be the Theater of Choice app or Fandango, and look and see if it's even available. Then you go down there and hope it's a wish and a dream.
Wow.
Because they don't want to participate.
I mean, they're not going to make it easy on you.
No.
So, All right.
Well, that tells you what you need to know then.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. I would encourage you all to go out to
do it while you can.
MoviePass.
Do it while you can. If there's anything you take out of this podcast, this is it. Go and get this MoviePass thing. Go see a crap ton of movies. You got Ragnarok coming up. I mean, as long as they'll let you do it, go for it. Go see stuff you don't even... Go see anything. Go see anything. Who cares? You got an hour you're waiting. Who cares if you see the whole movie? Go and use it as your waiting room.
www.moviepass.com/IGW.
Go
check it out.
Do it.
Download the app. I want to hear if people are using this.
Oh, I absolutely want to know people who have used it.
I want to hear how it's going. What's your experience? How does it work? Is it worth it? I mean, it sounds like it is, but I don't know. So
it's interesting.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I think that's a good end to stuff.
Yeah, because that puts us at time, and it puts us in a very thoughtful place.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Plus, we can now say, if you are using MoviePass, if you've signed up, if you've tried it out, reach out to us because we want to hear about it. You can do that in a lot of different ways. Our Twitter account is at nerd_news_cafe. Our Facebook is Nerd News Cafe. Our website's nerdnewscafe at Gmail. Or that's the web. Come on now. nerdnewscafe.com. And then our email is nerdnewscafe at Gmail. And we have a forum that you can come and talk to us. No limitation on anything you want to say.
Don't have to have Facebook.
Right.
Straight on the website.
We've got a general discussion thread that you can go in and just talk to us about whatever's on your mind, give us topic suggestions, questions, whatever it is. We also have a thread for episodes, new episodes that come out, so you can go specifically into that episode, give us your thoughts, comments, respond to these kinds of questions. We can also use that in the future for our no-shirt shout-outs. Mm-hmm. If you don't do Twitter, you can do it on our forum. It's free to sign up. You just have to make an account, and then you just post whatever. I think you can view it as a guest, but I don't think you can post as a guest.
Yeah, I don't think you can post as a guest.
But we'll see. So come out and interact with us right now. It's brand new. We just launched it last week, and we'd be happy to have you interact with us there. It's a really cool thing, and we're going to, if it goes well, for us right now, it's a free site, but we'll explore the functionality, and I don't think it's going to give us any issues, but tell us what you think of that, too. So... anything else before we get out the door? You want to talk about your Star Trek?
I was going to say still continuing on with Tracking Trek podcast. You can hit me up at the Twitter at Tracking Trek Pod. Just released episode 3 last Wednesday, kind of exploring the panels and what they told us. If you guys are interested about Star Trek Discovery, hit me up or listen to the episode, see what you think. I mean, there's a lot of theories out there and a lot of stuff going on. It's still blowing up. I think we just got a new trailer released again. They're starting to give us more and more of.
They're trying to give you more to talk about.
I know. Jesus. I think I picked the wrong time to release because I've got to come up with content forever. But guys, I got stuff to talk about. If you guys know anything about me, I can talk for hours about nothing. But no, I'm trying to do some good things. I've been better with the editing. I thought I actually, this last episode was recorded in 2 different places at 2 different times, and I mixed them and put a little thing in the middle.
Nice.
So it was cool. It was fun. It was fun to try to link them up.
You're getting fancy.
I'm not getting fancy. I'm getting less time to do things. I did one before I went into the dentist office, and then I did one while the baby was asleep. So I got to find these opportunities when I can. I'm in talks with somebody to participate.
Join?
Yeah, participate with me. I'll have to see what he thinks and how to rig it because he will not physically be there when we record. So I'll have to figure out how to make that work with current recording opportunities. So yeah, that's all I got on that.
I think we should throw out a little plug for Landon.
Absolutely.
In his stead, since he's not here, we will be good
since he's
stewards.
On an IV of probably Jack and Coke.
His podcast is Game of Thrones Talk, or Got Talk, as he likes to say. You can check that out on buttmunchchips.com. Sit on your butt and munch.
And munch.
And he, loves to hear from you on Twitter at Landoz.
Yeah, he does.
LANDOZ. Send all your nonsense his way.
All your terribleness. All of it.
Whatever you want to send him. Nude pics.
Yep.
And then just a little teaser from our side, my side here. I might have something pretty soon to talk about in the terms of a new podcast. We did a little test recording last night. Mm-hmm. So at least there might be a pilot episode that comes out soon. And we are thinking about calling it Dysfunctional Family.
Dysfunctional.
We put the fun in dysfunction. Yeah, that's right.
That's a long Twitter.
I know. Dysfunction fam. Maybe is what Dysfunction fan.
Don't give out a Twitter, God. Let me
God.
tell you the horrors of that because I can't imagine how many people went to. I think it was a business website I gave out to get with. Or no, they would. Landon looked it up. Yeah, tabletop. They had 11 tweets in 10 years or something. Yeah. Now they have 5.
Well, that's not. We don't have one yet.
More.
We don't have a feed yet.
No, you're still working on it. You guys are still workshopping.
I can tell you, having this family around a table trying to record anything coherent is like herding cats.
An editor's nightmare.
Yeah, it's going to be real
you're
fun.
the editor.
We recorded for over an hour to get about 30 minutes worth because it was just off the rails the whole time.
Jeez.
So we'll see how that goes.
Did you expect any less?
No,
I didn't
definitely
think
not. So go check all that stuff out. But more importantly, come back here Thursday.
Yes.
For Stir It Up. And until then, we will see you next time. Balls.